again, death is a part of life, and
it's going to happen for very long, I suppose, to me. And I feel like I have had something unusual here that I don't know why, but I don't think we should be afraid of death. And I think more or less I was earlier, when I was a child. That was kind of a horrible thing. And I remember when so many of the funerals, people were just carrying on. Not that I remember too many funerals individually, I don't. But, for instance, well, anyway, I ended up with, was with some dying people in Hope Hospice, the local. I don't know why, but I was reading about it, and I knew when they started the hospice program here, I knew about it and wasn't doing anything particularly for it. I gave some money here and there, when they were having something to assemble money, but I never got involved as much as after I was married the second time in heroin I was in my 80s, and my husband was, he was past 90 when we married, and I said, I think I'll go for that hospice training, and he said, well, if you do, I will too. And he said, I always think a man needs to do things with his, some of the same things with his wife. And so we actually did that, and
did you saw obviously the benefit you were that service gave to the family and to the individual. Talk about that a little bit.
I had a different attitude though because of my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law was if I guess I would put it in a very simple way, say she was a strange person in a way, in comparison with all the people I'd ever known. But she had a spiritual side of her that I had never been privy to, and she would at times prophesy things, and people would come to her as if they were going to God's messenger himself, and ask her questions, and would get answers.
Now this is your mother-in-law. This is
my first husband's mother.
So she was regarded as a spiritual.
Well,
answering.
She was known as a faith healer.
Mm-hmm. Would she lay hands on people?
Yes, she did. Mm-hmm. And prayed for them, and you would be surprised at the number of people, that today even would remember to say, my mother used to take me to see her and so forth. The Mexican people generally called her Anita. She was baptized Anna Krause, and her father and mother were part of two prominent families in the hill country here and all around New Braunfels. Her mother was a Jonas, Jonas, and Father Krause. Now, it's not kin to all the Krauses here, but anyway, she had, in her family, in her parents' family, each family was 11 children. So that meant that there were a lot of uncles and cousins, you see, and then by the time those people married and so forth, there were all kinds of names. And in her own family, I'm talking about her parents' family, her mother was Anna Jonas and her father was Gus Krause. Well, when they married, they had 8 children, 4 of each, 4 boys and 4 girls. And she was one of those. And she told me that she had run away from home. They lived up behind where the dam is now. Their home place went underwater. Had been sold before that because her parents had died before that was decided. And what she told me about people dying, you know, she said when people are in the process of dying, it's not good to try to hold them back. Just stand by, you know, and let them go. Well, this is what I would do when I was called to go and sit with somebody who was dying. I was a little disappointed that I was called one night and I was just at midnight getting in bed, you know, but I didn't go then. We when we signed up for that, we did not have any have to, you know, I was an old person myself, you know, could have long since been gone myself, you know, and I just didn't get out and go that at midnight, but I did sit with several people. But Albert and I just went to visit one person we had asked to visit in a nursing home. And then I went once more to visit her, and he didn't go because he wasn't feeling well. So we only made the one visit together. But later on, after he died, I visited some at home, just sat and visited with 2 women that I remember particularly. One was living with a daughter, and she had her own room, what they had arranged for her and everything. It was just a pleasant thing to do. In that instance, she didn't appear to me to be on her way out. Then I sat with a man down here at Colonial Manor. Well, he obviously was dying, or appeared to be. He was not talking or awake. So I was just sitting there. Now, I saw no reason, you know, based on my mother-in-law's opinion, I saw no reason for me to tell him that I was there and I would do this or that. I just was there. And I think in the dying situation that people have that feeling anyway. I mean, they could kind of know that someone is there.
Mm-hmm.
And if it makes them feel good just to have someone sit there, you know, that's fine with me. But
would they get comfort from you reading scripture or singing hymns or just talking about anything in particular that was on their mind?
I never had that feeling that I had to sit there and perform anything.
No, not perform. I'm just saying some people, you know, I think have you know, get a peaceful, easy feeling from hearing psalms or